Come see the all-new Mazda CX-90, now on sale at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you had plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Good morning. It is Monday morning here in our part of the world, a morning where we know we're going to Omaha.
Come on. Have you got travel arrangements already?
I'm manifesting.
Gonna make it happen?
Yeah.
Talking to reality?
That's it.
Tiger fans did that for their boys in purple and gold over the weekend. Long weekend, longer than maybe it should have been. But you know what? Outcome is great. Whew. Moving on to the next. Here's the thing though. It's going to be a minute till we get out there. Maybe you never know, out to Omaha. This is what folks are going to be talking about this morning as well. Sun coming up. Man, it's going to be warm.
Ball in the sky, making it pretty hot for us today and maybe in the days to come. But that's not the only thing we're keeping our eyes on. Along with that ball of heat, we might see some precipitation with that. How about we get with the real doctor to talk about the forecast and make sense of it? Hey, Steve.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, so two things to track today. Number one is the heat, and then number two are the storms that could follow. Right now, already 79 degrees in Baton Rouge, mid to upper 70s area-wide. So a very warm, humid start this morning. When it's 79 at 7 a.m., not going to be too hard to get up into the 90s. I've got 91 by noon. Generally dry through the morning. 95 for a high today, and increasing storm chances from, say, mid to late afternoon into the evening, and let me show you why that is here in our futurecast. Through the morning, as I said, expecting it to be quiet, and with that into the low 90s by noon. As we get into the afternoon, we're going to keep an eye to our north. Here we are at 3 o'clock, a few storms starting to show up from central Louisiana into parts of west central Mississippi, and those potentially organize and drop south. So this is 5 o'clock now, storms showing up in southwest Mississippi. Oh, by the way, Game 3 of the Super Regional Hattiesburg, Southern Miss and Tennessee. LSU waiting to see who wins that one because that's who they'll play at Game 1 of the College World Series. There could be issues there. 5 o'clock, you see what it potentially looks like in Hattiesburg. But the big question locally is how far south do these storms get before potentially weakening? So the latest run of the HRRR does kind of have them weakening as they cross the state line. So it looks like better storm chances near and north of the interstates today, lower as you go south. With that in mind, the Storm Prediction Center maintaining near and north of Baton Rouge a 2 out of 5 slight risk of severe weather today, and then a 1 out of 5 marginal risk here in green, kind of near the I-10 corridor. Damaging winds, the greatest concern in any stronger storms, followed by hail. So that's headline number one. Headline number two, giving you a first alert to building heat here through the week. Mid-90s for highs will be common over the next several days, and by late this week on into the weekend, we think increasing odds that we'll see highs in the upper 90s. Not only will temperatures be climbing though through the week, humidity values will be kind of doing that at the same time as well. So over the next several days, the heat index peaking up around 105, right on the edge of the danger category, which is higher than we've been really so far this summer for the most part. But notice how it could get up around 110 by late this week on into the weekend. With that in mind, more likely we'll start to see some heat advisories as the week progresses. Now today, the issue is we're in this northwest flow aloft, which could allow a disturbance to drop in and send some storms our way late today. And then we watch a dome of high pressure that's over northern Mexico right now, slowly going to build in our direction through the week. That's why it only gets hotter. So as I said, mid-90s here are going to be common. Some upper 90s expected late this week on into the weekend. Tomorrow will be a bit drier, and then Wednesday on into the weekend, even as that high tries to build in, still a few afternoon storms each day. Rain chances 30 to 40%, and it looks like those upper 90s may hang around into the first half of next week. It's coming up on 7:07 with an update on the roads now. Here's John.
Thank you, Steve. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us here on the Plus. We have a, what is this? This is going to be a stall vehicle up in the northern part of the parish right there. We do have a little slow traffic coming in from Denham Springs, but again, all in all, not a bad flow of traffic, just a little bit slower there. And the normal spots coming into EBR. And then this wreck is backing up a little bit of traffic between Evangeline and Hollywood on I-110 northbound. Crash with injury. Not really seeing any evidence on any of our camera shots that are near there. We do not have a camera, or DOT doesn't have a camera at Evangeline or Hollywood, but I'm I'm not seeing any significant backups really around, though, that area. And then I-10 near the Bluff Road area, we do have the wrecker now putting itself in position to get this car out of the mud that spun off the interstate a little earlier this morning. Hopefully that won't be any there much longer, but it hasn't created any problem whatsoever on the interstate going to and from Prairieville. 7:07, we like to kind of capsule our morning headlines for you. And, of course, leading the headlines is sports, LSU baseball. We get about a week of a reprieve, guys, and then we start it all over again, but this time in Omaha.
How about it, Johnny? It feels good to start the day with some good news, something to celebrate for all Tiger fans. Have at it. We get to wake up and know we're going.
This is it's for a program that plays for one purpose and one purpose only, to make it to Omaha. That means you're one of the 8 best teams, or certainly one of the 8 surviving teams. It's never a given. It's always an incredible accomplishment. Back for the first time since 2017. It was a long weekend out there, right? For Tigers and Tiger fans alike. But yes, LSU taking down Kentucky in 2 games of the Super Regionals. I mean, that's a sticky Gatorade bath, but well worth it. Wash it off with some water.
Yeah, just so you aren't too sticky on the drive home.
Exactly.
Look at that, Coach getting into that dog pile there. An exciting night to cap off an exciting weekend there at Alec Box Stadium. Game 2, not as dominant as Game 1. With the Powerade just keeps on coming. It just keeps on coming.
Just keep flowing.
Yeah, but exciting nonetheless,
It is. And so now what happens is Tiger fans are still paying attention to the baseball. There are 2 super regional Game 3s happening today, including one between Tennessee and Southern Miss. Whoever wins that game will be LSU's first opponent there at Omaha. So Tiger fans paying attention to it very closely. First pitch at Omaha. Still don't know when the Tigers game is going to be, right? But Omaha begins, the World Series begins on Friday. And by this time, in 2 weeks, we could either have had a national champion crowned the night before, or have a champion being played for on Monday, 2 Mondays from now. So it's right around the corner.
We're keeping our eyes on all of the things. Exciting day to wake up to.
Okay, so that's happening. Wish we could keep doing this, right? But there is also this. This story crazy out of Covington. Did you see what was going on in the Walmart here?
Yeah, but this is actually good news here. So today, the Covington Walmart that was actually parts of it were set on fire is reopening today. The staff there working really hard to make sure people in that area are able to shop for groceries, pet supplies, paper goods, and beauty supplies. It's a very limited amount of parts of the store that are open. This after 2 teenagers setting the automotive section on fire back on June 4th. A day later, those 2 teens were arrested. They're booked on charges of arson. So now they're working to make sure the whole store can reopen, to make sure everyone can access what they need there.
Pretty important spot out there. And so, again, limited fashion, limited openings as they begin to work that whole building back into operation. From that, let's get you back into Baton Rouge. Unfortunately, oftentimes we talk far too often about this. A deadly shooting in Baton Rouge from late Friday night.
This one happening on North Donmore Avenue. Police letting us know that they're investigating this case. The one person is dead here. This happened around 11:30 Friday night. We now know the victim here, 43-year-old Eric Clennon. So unfortunately, paramedics getting to the scene, but he was found dead there at the scene. So police saying the shooter got away before they were able to get there. So if you know anything, maybe you heard something there. Again, North Donmore Avenue, Friday night at 11:30. Please go ahead and call Crime Stoppers at 344-STOP.
That's the number to know. Okay, we were talking a lot about this morning. Actually, Kelly Hubbard was talking about it this morning. Public meetings in Ascension Parish today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Liz, it's all about redistricting coming, right? Attendance zones, because they're about to add some stuff.
There's a lot going on in Ascension Parish. So obviously, a lot of folks are moving to Ascension Parish, which means the schools are growing. Prairieville High School getting ready to open fall of 2024. But what does that mean for feeder schools? How will that play a role into all of this? A lot of parents kind of upset about how this is going to be figured out as they implement that new role. So depending on where you live, how do you think it should all be implemented? They're hosting a series of public meetings beginning tonight at San Emo High School, 6 p.m. They want you to kind of weigh in on this process and share what you believe is fair when it comes to redistricting.
If you can't make the one tonight, again, 2 more. You got one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday. Callie's laid this whole thing out for you right here. Just jump online, WAFB.com or your 9 News app. Speaking of schools, We talk about this, the meal
Yes.
programs all over,
Yeah.
different places sponsored by different groups and folks. They continue to roll out.
Not only West Baton Rouge Parish, but
Yes.
you've got the Diocese of Baton Rouge, you've
Yep.
got the Greater Baton Rouge Food
Yep.
Bank, you've got Idea Public Schools. Every day of the week, someone is distributing food somewhere. Some are distributing food boxes. At
Sure.
Idea Public Schools, you have to go in person to eat the meal.
Right.
But there are so many great places for kids to make sure that they're fed this summer.
Jump online right here. Got a full list waiting for you. We'll continue to talk about this as
Yeah.
the days move along. Also, this as well, Consumer Reports, ways to save on your car insurance.
Yep.
I think the big takeaway, we're talking with Dion about it, if you don't like this one, go on to the next. Make sure you're shopping around. There's a lot of opportunities.
Comparison shopping is huge. Dion has links to some of those places that you should be looking and how you should be doing that research. Not only that, we've got more helpful health information too.
There you go.
Look, a lot of us struggle with trying to eat healthy down here, but when it comes to serious health issues, more often than not, people aren't taking care of their health until it becomes an issue, until you have a heart attack or a stroke or something gets you into the doctor for an unknown reason.
Half of American adults, let me qualify that, have high blood pressure.
Yeah.
There are some simple things you can do before the medication, right? The doctors say really could benefit you a lot, and it starts with exercise, and like I can be guilty of it as well. Just want to be sedentary sometimes, but
Yeah.
as much exercise as you can get to, limit the salt, which is difficult down here in South Louisiana, but some good options for you right there waiting for you if you're looking to maybe reduce that blood pressure.
It's all about the baby
It is.
steps.
It
All
is.
about the baby steps. And one more thing for you here. We
little
want to
fur
let you know,
babies? Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
fur babies and babies.
Oh, the real human
Kids,
babies.
yeah. How about combining a summer camp
Sure.
where all of them can play and get tired and exhausted? Huh, parents?
Done.
Does that sound appealing?
Just knock them all out, right? But these summer camps are actually to create ways so kids
Yeah.
can better understand what it's like to work in some of these shelters and what it means and what it takes and all
Yeah.
that. There's actually a list of summer camps waiting for you right here. Guys, you know, this wasn't an option back when I would love to be like at a summer camp just surrounded by dogs. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, look, I was just talking about this yesterday with somebody. My kids are going to a number of different camps this summer.
Yeah, sure.
I don't remember all those options when I was a kid.
Well, you can go
Yeah.
to Rescue, Rehome, Repeat right now, Matt. If you leave,
See,
you can
there
get
you
there
go.
pretty quickly.
Where's that? Are you driving?
If you start heading on that way,
What are you doing?
he knows the quickest route.
Does he?
Quickest and the safest.
Got tunnels built
Yeah,
everywhere?
he does.
Everywhere?
That's a traffic czar for you.
How's
the
that
bottom
rain
right
working
there
out?
of your screen, right there, is going to be the I-10 Bluff Road situation. The wrecker's going to take that car away in just a second.
It's progress we've seen in the last 10, 20 minutes. Johnny, thank you. Steve, keeping an eye on storms.
That's exactly right. We're going to see you in 10 minutes.